for allowing me to be here because this is a place for me that's special. I was here, and I went to school here 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And for me, it's always very welcome to come back and be here because I still, Mr. Carr, for example, Ms. Stivner, you know, the teachers, Ms. Webb, Ms. McDonald, you're still here this many years later. So the thing I wanted to share with you guys today, I didn't want to bore you guys. I wanted to have some crowd engagement with you, and I'm going to need you guys to work with me. So I'm going to ask a lot of questions, and I'm going to need a lot of feedback. But the first thing that I wanted to say was that right now, the things that you believe are not really real. Some of the things you believe are not actually real. And the way we have been designed to think, things are backwards. Okay, so we're going to learn a little bit, share some experiences, but I need you guys to help me out as well. So a little bit about my background. I had a chance, like I said, I went here to many different schools, I had a chance to go to 10 different countries, and I'm from right here, Agner Road. So I can understand the things that you might be going through. Now, who all, quick thing, how old do you think I am? Okay, a little younger, right on 27. So I'm about halfway from where you guys are about right now. Let's say you're 14. So I'm right here in the ballpark. Where are you looking at halfway mark? So if I talk to somebody 54 years old, then I'm about right now, they're halfway. So if I can do anything to come back and tell you guys what is something that you really need to know. And I was asked to come here and talk about sergeant book, and we will touch on that just briefly. But I wanted to share something with you guys that you'll be able to take for here forever. Okay? And it's a basic concept. It's a basic concept in the decisions that you make. Okay? Every decision, literally, you have a choice to make, whether it's walking out the door, whether it's being mean or hurtful to someone. But it basically comes down to is love and fear. Okay? You have a real chance in every decision that you make to do things out of love or you do it out of fear. And the backwards part that I was talking about was that people get a misunderstanding of that love is like a weak thing. That love is soft. That love means that, like, I gotta be tough, I gotta be hard. So, because I'm gonna need your crowd engagement, I need y'all to look at your neighbor and say, hey, we're not gonna be tough today, we're gonna cooperate. For example, I don't think you quite understand what I mean. So when I was in high school, I played basketball. We're going to use basketball for me as an analogy to get across what I'm trying to say. So basketball for me was something I did. I had a chance to win the state championship. When I went here, I played a lot of my experiences was right in there with this lady right here, playing a lot of basketball. So that was my thing. But when I was in high school, what does this say right here? Page 60, my high school year was my senior year. What is that? That's Rick. Who's that a picture of? That's a picture of me. That's Rick. Now you go to the next page, you see class time. I wasn't in class time. I was directly, specifically talking about wherever it was that I was talking about. So I've been there. I've already done that. And so I want to be able to teach you guys something totally different. So for example, I need you guys to look under your chairs and grab something. If it's something, it might be something under your chairs, it might not be. Okay. Okay, so the thing I want to compare, I need one person to come up here and is a very basic concept. So in any decision, I have a choice to make. It's either from a fear-based decision or from a place of love. And the key to that, see this picture right here, it has a heart, because believe it or not, you gotta have a heart when it comes from a place of love. Because if I come up to you and I say something negative to you, it's easy to come back and say something negative to you, right? But what I want you to understand is, the special thing about understanding is if someone is saying something negative to me, that means that that person is not in a good place, okay? So with understanding, I can say, all right, well, maybe I won't fire back at them. For example, if I have a little kid in here, then you know little kids are little kids, so they don't understand something. So from a place of you guys being older, if a little kid knocks you over and you trip, you're not going to get up and be mad at them, because you're going to be like, hey, this kid didn't do it on purpose, and I can understand being that young. So if anything happens, I have a decision to make out of love or fear. I can either be what? Scared? Did you come on up and come on this side? And if you don't want to come up, you definitely pass it along. Pass it along. Just come on up. You need that. You need the person that's scared. Yeah, come on. I need. So obviously you know this will be on the fear-based side. Okay? I need anybody with a positive, something positive. Anything, anybody positive. Now, every decision, whether you know it or not, is all out of love and fear. Okay? So, for example, my main piece that I really wanted you to understand is that when I think about cyberbullying, first of all, I didn't have it when I was here, because we didn't have internet. But when I think about cyberbullying, it's a waste of time. Okay? And it's a big waste of time because what you guys are doing is playing with crap. And so a coach of mine told me that if you want to be a championship player, if you want to be on the championship team, that you can't play for the crowd. You got to play for yourself, you got to play for your team and your family. Okay? So I use the analogy, when I was you guys' age, the big thing that was in here in school was N1. So when you go to the gym, who knows what N1 mixtape is? N1 mixtape, what's N1 mixtape right here? Right. He said dudes who dribble and cross over. Okay? So when I'm talking about winning and losing games, I'm talking about winning and losing games. It doesn't matter if I make you fall and I don't score the basket. Okay? But what's going to happen is when I cross you over, I'm happy because I got losing eyes from moving. Right? And so a lot of times, what you don't understand is the decisions that you're making and the choices that you're making are based out of fear, and they're from the crowd, okay? And basically, I'm going to write on someone's wall, and everybody's going to see it, and that's for who? That's for the crowd, okay? And one thing that I didn't want to do as a basketball player, because I wanted to win championships, and I wanted to use fundamental principles and be basic, was not to play for the crowd. So the N1 moves, they're illegal moves, so why even practice? Okay? So when you're talking about wasting time, I didn't want to waste time practicing in the gym on moves that I can't do in a real game. Okay? So if I'm talking about being successful in life, and I want to be successful in life, I have to think about what decisions am I making. And everybody says make good decisions, but there's a lot of times it's harder to make a decision. Okay? But anytime I go to make a decision, what you need to do is look at yourself and say, is it out of love or is it out of fear? Am I scared? Or am I feeling some type of way because that's how I really feel, okay? So, I need you guys, real quick, thank you for all coming up here and showing that, right back to your seats. We're going to do something real quick. Everybody else has anybody in here never cried before? I raise your hand to people who never cried in their whole life. We need to show hands to people who never laughed. all we want to do is help people, and that really makes people feel good. So what I wanted to just bring to you guys was to think about, am I basing all my decisions from love or fear, or am I basing it from a good place? Am I basing it from love, which is a good place, or am I basing it from fear because I'm trying to hide something, or I'm resentful of something to someone else? So think about that every time you get a chance. It's a really basic concept. Is it coming from a good place, or is it coming from a place that I want to play for the crowd, and it's basically a total waste of time? So I appreciate it. Thank you. Come back here because, first of all, I came from here before. One of my favorite teachers was Webb. His Stivner is still here. So I always appreciate being able to come back here because I grew up right on Acre Road. And now, after having a chance to go to, I've been to about 10 different countries. I've been all across the world, all across America, play basketball. And I wanted to tell you guys, first and foremost, is that when I think about cyberbullying and bullying in general, it's pretty much a big waste of time. And it's a big waste of time because we're playing for the crowd, okay? And so when I was with you guys today, I'm 27 now, and so you guys are about half my age as far as the amount of time we've been here on Earth. And I wanted to tell you guys it's a big waste of time because I use basketball over here and say, when I was with you guys today, it was cool to do and one. Who all know what and one is? All right, right here, Greg, what's and one? What's and one mixtape? What's and one mixtape? There is that. Somebody else? Street basketball, right? So my thing was, I wanted to play basketball and I wanted to win championships, but I wanted to play in a real game in high school and college, and there's certain rules and guidelines you gotta go by. So when you think about playing street basketball, a lot of times, a lot of the moves are illegal. So for people during my time, it was very important to play for the crowd and get ooh and ah. So when I cross you over, I get an ooh and ah. I ain't worried about making layups, right? I'm not worried about necessarily if I turn the ball over. This might not, some of you guys might not understand basketball to that degree. But what I'm saying is, it was about playing for the crowd. It was about playing for not the right reason. And so my coach always told me, play for your team, play for yourself, and play winning basketball and be a champion. And so if you guys want to be a champion, what I'm telling you is, don't waste your time playing for the crowd. If I'm thinking about internet, and I didn't have internet when you guys, when I was in middle school, we didn't have that. But if I want to post something on somebody's wall, or I want to say something negative to someone, then if it's not from a good place, from love or fear, then it's something, it's either between love or fear. So if it's not a place of love and compassion, then I probably shouldn't say it at all. So what's one thing when you go to the movie theater? What do you see come across the screen when you go to the movie theater? It starts with an S. Silence is what? Silence is golden, right? So, think about that. Have you ever heard of the golden rule? Who all knows the golden rule? You sure? That's right, the golden rule. Treat people like you want to be treated. And so this comes across and says silence is golden, because if I don't have anything positive to say, then I shouldn't say it at all. And after coming across and going to 10 different countries, I found out one thing. They were pretty much all the same. There was so much alike, and I'm going to prove to you that we're all the same. So, for example, I need you all guys, everyone to work with me right here. So, a show of hands of people who do not, and who have never in their life cried before. We see a show of hands of people who have never laughed before. We get a show of hands of people who need oxygen to breathe. Everybody should raise their hand. Everybody, no one raised their hand before. So right there with those basic concepts, we understand that we all are alike. So the differences that we do have, we should appreciate that. Because we go to a school right now, I went to a school once. like that person. I want to be different, and that's okay to be different. And so we're going to do a couple things to be able to express that. Now, right off the back, because we're going to sit down, we're going to do some things to get everybody a little excited. I need two people from this area. Right here, the blue come up, and right here, the red. Okay, so you take always, you take love. Now this is for your second. This is for this whole second right here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, you guys can sit back down. Appreciate you coming up. What I'm going to do is when I say love, I point here, higher, you yell out love. For example, so we're going to do it loud as you can. Love! This is second right here. This is second. Other word you got right here at? Always. Always. So these are the two words. First one? Going down, we're going to say always. Always! Okay, great. We need two people from this section right here. Red and pink. Okay? Go back down. Now, for this section right here, we got pink. When I go high, when I go high with it, okay, we're going to say is. So everybody right here? Is. Louder, louder. Is. Okay, when I go low, we're going to go think. Hold on. Louder, louder. Right? Okay, this second right here needs a little more practice. Here we go. Go down. Okay. Love. This is how it's going to go. Second one right at the top. Good. Right here. Okay. This section up here is down, is in. Up here is pink. Okay? Go louder, so it's going to go